All right, everyone, welcome into our post-match press conference. Anyone who's on the Zoom, please use the raise your hand function and you can ask your question. We're here with head coach Chris Armas. Coach, congratulations.
Right,
we'll have you open with a statement and then questions.
Yeah, look, I've been part of a lot of these international competitions as a coach now and and a player. And the games, you don't always know what to expect. You have a plan going in, but they're always just so interesting. And this was another one, which, at the end it could go either way. They're putting some pressure on us, but our team found themselves ahead, and I'm really proud that we played for our trophy on Sunday. But most importantly, I'd say what we're saying our Teal Rising week, in a week where we're celebrating women's soccer and, in our country and locally for our club, and now connecting once again, Corinthians, Palmeiras, Club America. This is very special. We're grateful that they want to be part of our tournament here. They've been amazing. We'll even have a little VIP event tomorrow to get to hang out with a lot of the higher ups over there and just share some time together. But we're really grateful that they make this possible for us and that our club makes this possible for us. It's really cool. So great to be part of it, and I think we saw some good competition today, and we'll run it back on Sunday.
All right, we'll open it up to questions. Please state your name and your outlet.
Daniel Sperry, Kansas City Star. Coach, just the game out there, you guys were up 1-0, and then all of a sudden, the Corinthians gets that leveler. I know with the amount of inexperience on the field at that time, I think there might have been questions of where does this go from here? What do you like about the way that team responded kind of after that match getting leveled in the way it did and going and finding the winner?
Well, I give Corinthians credit that they never gave up, and they pushed in a game that, what does the game mean? But it means a lot. We know that to them and to us, and that was clear. And I also give our team credit because when we concede, we once again, this team responds. And we score a great goal. And Izzy comes in and helps get it. And Haley Hopkins was a big part of that one to drive with the ball and set that one up. And then, Avery buries it with the header. But listen, you're on the sideline, and we know we're playing in structure. We're doing certain things, but you can't control everything. And the players figured it out. And that's a big part of it. When they're committing a lot of numbers, which means they're going to create some chaos, and we're going to get some transition. And that's kind of what it felt like. And at the end, we locked it down in a 5-4-1, and we had a little bit more control with Kayla Sharples comes in. But listen, it was exciting, and that's what we expected. And when it gets chaotic, you got to just put out fires.
Maybe just kind of speak to the trust. There was a couple of KC Current 2 players that you put out there. Why throw them in a match like this? And where did that trust come from for them to not only get those minutes but also kind of deliver in the way that they did?
Well, when I first sat here months ago, my very first press conference, I did talk about young players, and we're going to be a team that plays with intensity and energy, and we're also going to be about youth development, but developing the young talent here at our club. And it's not just words, right? So we've have countless examples already, or a number of examples in the first few months here. And tonight was no different. That of course we want to keep building on let's call it the first games of the year, and the Gotham one for sure. So tonight you want to build, but at the same time for Lola Banta and Gabby Robinson and Temwa, we also have an opportunity to get players now ready for Sunday to ramp up their minutes and protect them as they just coming off some things. So we love playing the young players. They also understand, especially our young players, intensity and energy and the way we play. And they showed that tonight. They all came in and did a nice job. And imagine Avery with the goal she gets. It's all of our teammates are here from the second team, which is really cool to see the support. And, we do talk about being one club, and it's another example of that.
Chad Smith, KC Soccer Journal. Kind of expand on those kind of 3-4 players from the KC Current 2. How do you and your staff go about choosing those 4 to be the ones that come up?
Yeah, look, we were fortunate to have our second team with us our entire preseason in California, which meant we were staggering trainings. I was and my staff were able to watch those training sessions. The head coach of that team, Vasil, does an excellent job with that team. And we talk about training sessions. We have an aligned philosophy. We're sharing ideas back and forth. And we get to know all of those players. So by the time preseason's done, we really have a good grasp on, the players that are really making the jump and moving themselves closer. And we used a lot of them. So even now, the training times are a little bit tight together sometimes, but this big interaction. So part of it, and then all the scrimmages that they have here, whether even online, we can see them, we watch them play, and then there's lots of discussion with the head coach over there. So when we make the decision to say, okay, how do we round out our roster, we have a few in our mind, and we check with the second team head coach. We want to know the attitudes, who's excelling, who deserves these minutes, and then we, as a club, make the decision.
And then you mentioned Temuera, Levant. Obviously, they didn't get to the game tonight. Is the plan to play them some sort of minutes on Sunday?
That is our plan. Gabby Robinson might not. She's just had minor. If we can use it, a little more rest for her. But we might look to ramp up some minutes for Lowe and Temuera, an appearance.
I'm Evan Pagano within Kansas City. To talk a little bit more about the young players and some players tonight that played a lot of minutes. What's the value in that for you as a coach to see like Hopkins get her most minutes she's played this season and Avery Scott scoring a goal? What do you get out of that as a coach?
Well, I think it justifies what we're doing here. We're on the right path with youth development. And the job, our club, our owners put a lot into our second team, resources, and they're serious about the development piece. And we want to, bring players through our club, locally, nationally, and yeah. So I think that validates that. It's a good example of that. And when you get to see those players not just step on the pitch, but play for the badge, they love the club. I've been around big clubs that's a big. It's hard to find that sometimes externally. That players that love that badge saw it tonight, and the players, their teammates showed up. For Haley Hopkins, listen, she's had a good start to the year. She's energetic. She plays with real passion. I think she emulates in a lot of ways what we want to look like, with intensity and what it means to step on that pitch. And we say it's a hard chair to get into around here, and I think she's fighting for that, and she showed it tonight. So she showed she's versatile on the front line, and she played the striker and out wide and helped set up that second goal, which was great.
Okay, we've probably got time for two more. So
Tom Pursley, Shea Better FC. Coach, this was the first match under your tenure where you were able to score first on your opponent. How much easier does that make film session when you watch the tape with the players, knowing that how you're able to control the match a little bit better, being on the front foot?
Yeah, look, it's always our plan to score first and to score goals, and we want to be able to put players in position to create and score. So scoring first is statistically puts you in a better spot to win the game, and it was good to play from the front. And I think our style of play sets up well for that. So now teams have to come, which they did have to come, and they pushed, and we were in that mode where they're in this mode, and we caught them on the counter, which can happen when you're playing from the lead. So that is our plan. We want to score goals in general. So it's great that we're now scoring a couple of more goals, which is great. And I do like that we scored first, and we actually can respond when getting scored on. It's a big quality in the team, and I think we're showing it's not luck that we're able to actually inducing that. So, and we have a good mentality.
Daniel Sperry again. I wanted to ask, you mentioned Haley playing the striker and her versatility, but it seems like physically she provides that kind of reference point up top as someone that players can either play through or play to, kind of in the way that Deb provided the cross to her on the goal. Just maybe, are there qualities in her game, even we've seen her kind of do hold-up play on the wing a little bit. I mean, are there qualities in her game that also really suit the striker role kind of in a more traditional striker sense than what we see maybe when we see a combination of Deb and Ali Sentnauer up there?
Yeah, look, we have different players that can play that position, and Haley's one of them. She played this position in college, I believe, and scored some goals. And when she's your striker, that profile, more than anything, I think she can as we say, run into seam 3. She runs deep, and she's energetic on the front line. She makes things happen. She's great in the air, and she runs hard in transition moments to get into the box, and she's fearless. So when that profile's out there, we can use her qualities. We can play more direct to her and play off of her. She presses well. As she, when we got that right tonight in a high press 4-2-3-1, she can cover the ground needed, splitting center backs, and she does the work, and she comes back into the game. So listen, we like listen, when you have all your players, I mean, her job is to make it hard. You want to try to find ways into the team and stay in the team, and she's making a case for herself.
Just one more quick one, sorry. I just wanted to ask, on the right side, you have Amelia White and Rouse there. Just 2 rookies, but they seem to kind of have the same mind of where to go, where to pass the ball, where to build up. I mean, what have you seen from their growth, especially in just kind of limited minutes early on this year, and what they've done as young pros?
Yeah, we've been repping it since day one, and we keep chipping away at it, knowing that sometimes when we say it hasn't come, it's almost like it hasn't come yet. We use that word. It's coming. You got to be patient with young players. I think you have to be very clear with young players, and that patient voice is important because it's a jump from college to the NWSL. It just is. That partnership today I thought was really strong. I think we see that Lainey is a tough fullback, and I think she impressed on the night. And I think Amelia got herself into a number of dangerous moments in attack. I helped get the goal, the first one, and I thought it was really clear tonight what she was trying to do. And together they had some nice moments where they got on the same page, which is kind of cool because, I think these players first develop a nice connection off the pitch, that young group, and you can throw Colo in that, and they got their crew, and they got their nails done a certain way. They got it going, and which actually, when you get that chemistry off the field, you can see it sometimes on the field. I see them talking out there, and yeah, that stuff's only going to grow, and they're going to keep getting on the same page with what they're trying to do and what we're all trying to do.
Perfect. Coach, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Do you have your phone with you? No.
Did you say garlic salt?
What?
Did you say garlic salt?
Garlic salt, yes. I snuck in a piece of garlic bread before this, so if I have anything in my teeth, you didn't see it.
I don't do video or...
Perfect. Audio only.
Just words.
I edited it out.
All right, well, with that, we're going to start with you, Daniel. Go ahead, open it up. And please say your name and your outlet as well for the players. Thank you.
Daniel Sperry, Kansas City Star. Haley, you seem to love scoring in the Teal Rising Cup. As you saw that goal and that ball kind of come in from Deb, just what were you thinking as it kind of turned and hit that?
Yeah, I mean, in the 6-yard box, got to take a shot, and it was a great ball by Deb, and honestly, I don't really even remember it all that well, but I knew the ball came to me, and I turned and I hit it. And I mean, we practice 5v5s all week, and half the time that shot's getting blocked, that's coming out of save. So yeah, felt good.
You played in the striker role today. I mean, I know you've played both there and the wing in the past, but it seemed like your game really kind of suited that spot as a kind of a reference point for the team. Just how did you enjoy playing that role, and what about your game do you feel kind of strengths play into that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really fun opportunity to be able to play in that position today, and you just kind of go wherever the team needs you, and that's where it was today. And it's a completely different game in of itself, which is crazy to think about. Across the front line, you think forwards, but the demands of the 9 that we play with is completely different from that of a winger, and especially against international competition, you have to be just that much more on your game and physical. So yeah, some stuff didn't come off, but it was fun, and it was a great different little view, and did the best I can with everyone. Kayla.
And for you, just curious your thoughts on the way that played out tonight. I mean, I know it's been early in the year and you've had a little bit of experience, but tonight, did you feel more comfortable just kind of having some of that earlier experience that you've had in the year?
It was awesome to play today and get 90 minutes. The group is just amazing, and it's been awesome just being able to integrate into the system. A very experienced team. It's just awesome playing with especially like E-ball and people who are really experienced in the league and on this team, and it's just been a nice transition into the pro environment.
Yeah. Lainey was lights out.
Thanks.
Chad Smith, KC Soccer Journal. Lainey, I'll start with you. You talked about the group being amazing. Chris actually talked about as well how you have kind of a bond with some of the other rookies in particular, talking about getting your nails done and different things like that. So can you talk about those kind of bonds, like Amelia playing in front of you tonight in particular?
Yeah, it was definitely a special moment today, being able to play with Amelia and also Colo getting her debut. Both amazing players, and it's just an amazing experience to be close with them off the field and have that bond and be able to have that translate onto the field. It's really amazing, and playing on the same side as Amelia today was really fun, and she had a great game, so it's good. And
then Haley, for you, last year the MVP. Are you going for MVP of this competition as well?
You know what? Whatever gets us the win of this tournament, yeah. I mean, we love a championship here in Kansas City, no matter what the title is, and so whoever's scoring the goals, then so be it. But yeah, MVP isn't necessarily on my mind, but.
And then, are you feeling okay? It looked like you took a pretty violent challenge kind of early in the game. You somehow played the whole time.
Her name, I had just gone back to my locker, and Michelle texted me a clip of it. She's like, "Damn!" I'm like, "I know. I got it. That was you. I haven't seen the clip yet." But yeah, no, it was fine. Honestly, like we're both both going hard, and I just think my philosophy growing up from learning my club coach is like, if you hit them harder, then you're gonna come out okay. So could have been worse. Thank you for asking.
Tom Persley, Shea Butter FC. Lainey, I noticed the shirt that you're wearing to today's presser. You need to watch more women's soccer. I know that was one of the shirts that all of the clubs involved in this competition have been wearing. What does it mean to you to be such a young player and get professional experience and basically broaden the sorority of sisters that you play football with, essentially?
I mean, it's just awesome. It's been a dream to be a part of this environment, and we just want to keep creating more awareness for people to watch women's sports and just keep getting, all the views that we can get and keep promoting it. So I think it's awesome what they did with these T-shirts, so it's been fun.
Yeah, kind of them to include us as well.
Yeah.
And then Haley, for you, you kind of been in a position of being the more experienced statesperson playing with these younger players. What has that experience been like for you, kind of like watching them grow through moments of struggle and also moments of triumph?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to play. Fun fact, Lainey and I played in college together at UVA. So,
Go Hoos.
yeah, go Hoos. Yeah, Missy, go Hoos! Oh my God, she kills me. Sorry. Always have to get that in where we can. But yeah, I mean, being able to play with Lainey again and all the other rookies, and we've all been in those positions before, and so it's, there is such a responsibility that comes with being an experienced player, and I still look at the veterans on this team and I feel young. So, stepping out into a field and knowing that our veterans on the team, and it's a mix out there too of our players, just getting started in their career with E-ball. He's been in the league for forever and is just an incredible player. It's really important that we really take that responsibility to heart and help each other out there, because again, we've all been in those shoes, we've all made mistakes, and so it's important to just continue to encourage and still hold the standard, but also just keep moving, forget about it, on to the next. And so they keep us young out there.
Awesome. We'll wrap it up with that one, ladies. Thank you so much for staying late with us, and we'll see you guys
Thank
back
you
on
guys
the
for
championship on Sunday.
Yes. And go Who's, Missy. Go Who's.
You got the yellow card.
I-
It looked like she turned to you and was like, "Do you want my jersey?" Like,
I'm no fan, that's for damn sure.